Well, for me, curriculum is the experience of learning and exploration. So I don't define curriculum in terms of a body of content or a particular technology for teaching or a set of books and materials. It's the actual experience of learning and problem solving and mastering a body of understanding and developing skills and exploring new ideas. So for me, it's the experience of learning something that you didn't know before. So for me, curriculum is about engaging learners in the exploration of something that matters to them.
Curriculum is probably the most important instrument if we really want to make the changes in how our schools operate. The definition of curriculum varies, like we have heard here also this morning, that you can define curriculum in a many ways, starting from that it includes the syllabus, the teaching methods, the teaching arrangements, assessment, all sorts of things. But for me and for us in Finland, I think we consider curriculum as the most important steering instrument for education system, where we can really invite and encourage our teachers and schools for change.
Curriculum in the Finnish education system, it matters because it's our most important pedagogical tool, and for us it's more perhaps a process than a ready-made document, and in that process we try to create together or express together our best understanding of the development of the society and how these changes in society influence education and learning, and also find or define together how we are going to work with students so that they would be equipped for the future society in the best possible way. So it's our common working tool, and it's also like a map for us. So with this map we can navigate better in this very complex and changing world. And when we are talking about maps, you can't use the map of Helsinki in Edmonton. You get lost. You have to have your own map.
It's the guideline for the things that we, are going to do together with the students. Mm-hmm. So it's a general guideline, and it's because we have this course system. We have these national courses you have to do, the students have to do, and these school-based optional courses which we can, make ourselves. So there is a difference between these two.
Mm-hmm. But then I think curriculum is also very much this idea of what we want our students to be, mm-hmm. and what students themselves want to be when they leave school. The kind of citizenship and awareness of the world. Yeah. And in fact in the Finnish curriculum that is also spelled out, but sometimes separately from the course descriptions. Mm-hmm. So it's up to the teachers and the school context to decide how
we organize these things. Yeah. What we have done in our school, we have these courses. For example, we have this active citizenship. It's similar to the IB CAS program. So there is overlap and different ways of organizing the things.
But in Finland, schools are fairly free to organize.
Yeah. We have to do
learning.
The national things, the national curriculum, the courses that are there, but all the school-based things are really up to us to decide how we do it and what we have there.
I have two related pieces of advice. One is less is more. We've packed our curriculum with lots and lots of stuff, and it's very, very busy. So if you're an imaginative teacher or a student who gets excited about something, we have to stop you doing imagination and stop you being excited because we've got 400 other objectives to get through this year. So less is more is one thing. I think what goes with that is that we should, rather than focus upon textbooks and bodies of knowledge, we should be problem-based learning. So rather than saying we're going to learn chapter 5 today, we should see what we can do to create a real-life problem that requires you to master the knowledge of chapter 5 and brings together teamwork, exploration and authentic learning. So I think we have to reimagine the classroom as a place where problems are solved that matter.
This is probably one of the very few jurisdictions on this planet where you have everything it takes to really make a big change, big move in curriculum. And what I can see now here is that you have fairly prescribed curriculum architecture where the teacher or the school is following the curriculum and great number of goals and objectives coming from the center. So my advice would be to loosen this up and provide schools and principals and teachers with the more autonomy and freedom to decide and work on their own curriculum, like we are doing. I think our experience is very encouraging, where each and every school in Finland has a responsibility to design their own curriculum, and you have everything it takes. You have well-trained teachers, you have good leadership, you have resources, you have a very well-performing education system. So if Alberta cannot do this type of change, then nobody can.
It's absolutely necessary that teachers can feel that curriculum really helps them in their everyday work. And curriculum can't help them if they haven't been in the creation process of curriculum. So when teachers can feel ownership, when they can feel that this is what we think is important, this is what we think that things should be done, how things should be done in school, how we should work, how we should organize the learning environment, or how we should, for instance, develop pupil assessment. So I think only after that kind of process they can feel ownership and they can use curriculum in their everyday work. And that's the most important thing.
You could see a school as the hub of a community where real-life problems were being tackled by kids to make a difference to themselves, to improve their knowledge, but also to make a difference to the community. And I'll just give you one example. There's a school in Cheshire in England run by the Royal Society that has decided as a group of kids that they're going to end the loneliness of seniors in their community. And that project is transforming that town in a very significant way. But the problem that they're tackling involves social studies, history, politics. It involves some science, because they have to understand some of the dynamics and psychology of loneliness, so there's a lot of science. They're doing some experimental work trying to get some of these seniors off their medication by getting them more involved in school-based projects. So all of a sudden this little project that began as a commitment of kids is transforming a community. That's what our schools could be doing on all sorts of levels, in all sorts of ways. So I see schools as transformative agencies inside a community to make a difference. There are a number of things getting in the way. One is our provincial assessment regime imposes imperatives on teachers, and the provincial curriculum is too full of material. So I think that's one thing. I think the second thing is the lack of professional development time for teachers to develop these wicked problems and problem-based learning activities. They take creative time, they need collaboration, they need really thought-provoking work by teachers in preparation for their use in classrooms. And teachers are really pushed for time. The average teacher works 55 to 60 hours a week, and they don't have time in that time to do the professional development of these materials and resources they need. And I guess the last thing is our poor use of technology. We have lots of money spent on technology, but we don't really know how to use it, which is another professional development issue. So if you put these together, well, less is more requires us to do more project work, more classroom-based design, more teacher-based design, and for that they need more professional development time.
I would say that you do most of the things right, obviously, because you are one of the best performing education systems in the world. I think you have an excellent focus on teachers. You focus on school leadership. You provide schools with a lot of resources through your Alberta Initiative for School Improvement, for schools to improve and teachers to develop. I think you have a great respect on education here among the parents and people. In almost any other country or jurisdiction, this would be enough to say that we are great, that we are enough. I think what you probably should consider, and that's why I see this curriculum thinking here and consideration as a great opportunity, is to give teachers and schools a little bit more responsibility and autonomy as well to think about what they should teach, how they should do that, and also how they should evaluate and assess the students. I'm quite sure that if you're able to do this, you are able to also move and take the Alberta education to the next level.